welcome back. My iPad has been through a lot of stress with this distance teaching thing, so it got a little upset at me when I was filming lesson 101. So I'm going to continue that lesson. If you feel like the first video gave you all you needed and you can do the practice set and your star problems on your own, feel free to just go ahead and do that now. But if you would like to do more examples with me, then just stick around. So the second example, I'm just going to do R and A to simplify ratio and actual, not simplify, but to write it shorter. So we have, it's comparing football players. It's comparing football players to, excuse me while I get this chart together. It's comparing football players to band members. So good on you if you're taking notes. If you're not, you're just going to have to wait for me to put this all together. All right. And again, I just have R for ratio and A for actual. So, again, marching band members and football players. Fun fact, I did marching band color guard with like the flags and the rifles and the sabers. That's what I did when I was in high school, and it was really fun. But anyway, there are, for every 2 football players, there are 5 marching band members for a ratio total of 7, because 2 plus 5 is 7. And we do not know the amount of football players, and we do not know the amount of marching band members. However, they did say that there was 175 people altogether. So we're going to use this information to form a proportion to find the amount of band members first. So the ratio is 5, and then for a total of 7 people equals the amount of band members we don't know over 175, because that's the total amount of people, the actual amount. And we're just going to go ahead and cross multiply. 7 times B is 7B, and then 5 times 175. Don't know that off the top of my head, so we're going to go ahead and solve that. 5 times 5 is 5. Carry the 2. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37. 3, 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8. And so that's 875. Now our proportion simplifies to 7b equals 875. So, of course, we have to get the b by itself, the variable by itself. Right now, we are multiplying. We're multiplying 7 times b, so the opposite of that would be dividing by 7. And so the amount of band members would be 875 divided by 7. 8 goes into 7 once. Subtract 7, get 1 left over, bring down the 7. 7 goes into 17 at most twice. Subtract 14, you get 3 left over, bring down that 5. And then 7 goes into 35 5 times. So that's 125 marching band members. Now we are going to find the amount of football players using the same exact method. So the ratio football players to total, the ratio total is 2 to 7. And then we don't know how many football players there are, so I'm just going to use the lowercase f to represent the actual amount of football players over 175 people. And then, of course, we are going to cross multiply. 7 times f is 7f, and then 175 times 2. Let's just do our work on the side, on the down low. 5 times 2 is 0. 7 times 2 is 14. 5, 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. I don't know why, like, I had a little... Oh, no. Whoa. This is not addition. This is multiplication, Miss Morris. What are you doing? So 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. And there we go. Thank goodness I, check my work. All right. So now our proportion has simplified down to 7F equals 350. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 7, because right now we're multiplying by 7. In order to get that variable by itself, we have to do the opposite. So divide both sides by 7, and the amount of football players will equal 350 divided by 7. 7 goes into 35 times. Subtract 35, you get a 0. And then, of course, the 7 goes into 0 times, and you get 50 football players. Now, of course, before we just move on, let's make sure that the values we found are equivalent to, when you add them together, they equal the total. So 125 plus 50, 5, 2 plus 5 is 7, 1, and there you go. You do get 175. Again, it only takes like 5 to 10 seconds to check your work, so just put in that extra time so that you have accurate answers. All right, so now what we're going to do is practice set, we're going to do practice set A. If you feel as though this was good, and wow, I erased the ratio table and I didn't have to, but anyway, if you feel as though that example was fine and you can do practice set A and B on your own, then go ahead and do that. But if you are going to do it with me, just stick around. We are comparing sparrows to crows. And then I'm just going to use T for total. Just shorthand and everything. T for total. All right. And let me move back so you can see. There we go. Let me read the problem. Sparrows and crows perched on the wire in the ratio of 5 to 3. All right, so 5 to 3, sparrows to crows. For every 5 sparrows, there are 3 crows. And then, of course, our ratio total is 8. You just do 5 plus 3. Okay, they did not say 8 in the problem. They did not have to. You just add your ratio, the values in the ratio to get the total. Of course, we don't know the amount of sparrows, and we do not know the amount of crows. But they did say that, now the last part of the problem says, if the total number of sparrows and crows on the wire was 72, how many were crows? So we have 72 for the actual total. So we're going to set up the proportion, but I'm going to show you another way you can find the unknowns, which is very similar to when we first learned about ratio tables. It's just, yeah. So let's find the number of crows. So 3 crows, 8 total in the ratio. Over crows, the actual amount of crows we don't know, over 72. So before we do a bunch of steps and cross multiply, let's look at our bottom parts of our ratio. 8 goes into 72 9 times. So when you notice that when this is a factor of that, or when that is a multiple of this, then you can do it this way. You won't have to cross multiply. But if you just love cross multiplying, feel free, have fun, and you do it. You do that. But 8 times 9 equals 72, and whatever you do to one part of the ratio, you have to do to the other. So 3 times 9 is 27. So that's 27 crows. And then we're going to do it the same way. We're going to do it the same way for sparrows. Again, You could just do 72 minus 27 to get the amount of sparrows, but I just want to show you this the way we just did again. So we have 5 sparrows to 8 total in the ratio over the amount of sparrows we don't know over the actual amount, which is 72 birds. Again, 8 goes into 72 9 times, so 8 times 9 is 72. Whatever you do to one part of the ratio, you have to do to the other. So 5 times 9 is 45. So, sorry for the mixture of colors. Hopefully that's not bothersome, but we're going to go ahead and just check our work by adding the sparrow and crow amounts we got. So 45 plus 27 should get us 72. 2, 1, 5 plus 2, 5 plus 7 is 12. Carry the 1, 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And you do get 72. So according to this ratio, for every 5 sparrows, there are 3 crows. And if you have 72 birds altogether, according to this ratio, 45 of them will be sparrows and 27 of them will be crows. So that's it for your lesson today. Go ahead and do practice set B, just B. That's the only one you're doing. And then I've listed starred problems for you to do right next to this video, or it's also in the schedule. And then again, visit me during my office hours, or feel free to have your parents email me so we can set up a separate time for tutoring. And yeah, bye.